name is Kevin Perduccio, and I'm part of the Honors College. And I'm also very thankful for my undergraduate research experience, and I think the faculty here have done a great job at making it very fulfilling. And I was wondering, how can we extend this experience to more students? Because from my social circle, I still have a lot of friends who want to get into research projects or experience it, both at Cal State LA and at other CSUs and even UCs. So how, do you have any ideas as how we could share this experience to more students?
Well, I think, certainly through academic and student affairs on this campus to make it more widely available for the faculty who are, and most faculty are interested in having undergraduate students part of their creative activity in their laboratories or clinics or studios. So part of it is just advertising. I think the other, it goes back to the question the young man asked over there to your right, my left, about the quality of the educational experience. I will tell you that the fact that our undergraduates can get into research at the freshman year, but certainly sophomore, junior, senior, is a real distinguishing characteristic of the California State University. And it's an uncommon occurrence in the University of California because they have PhD students and postdocs and paid staff that do all that work as well. So, I think it enriches your learning, as you just expressed, communicating Moorville with the entire availability for other students. It does create it differentiates your undergraduate years. So if you're interested in going on to grad school, you can say, I was in a lab or I was in a studio. But also it helps you learn about ambiguity. One of the great, I think, important things in life is to figure out how to manage ambiguity. And because life is full of ambiguity, how do you not get swallowed up by it, but actually find your way in an ambiguous world? And if you're in, again, I come out of the life sciences, and so you have a whole bunch of pieces of information and you're trying to puzzle it together to make sense. And once you learn how to make sense out of all these things that don't seem connected, then I think you're at a different level.
Another staff person? Is there another staff person with a question? Will another staff person please answer a question?
Faculty!
Are there any staff people who would like to ask a question? Right here. Thank you.
Oh, hi, I'm Andy Pesich. My question, I'm involved with an unfunded mandate, the ATI program.
What is that?
The Accessible Technology Initiative that Chancellor Reed put together. There's an unfunded mandate, and in finding well, we did work it out. And my question really is so much, we were also employed, we were given coded memos and all this, but there was never any teeth to it. The Chancellor's office was directing the ATI, but pretty much is hands off when we went in implementation. So there's this odd relationship between the Chancellor's office and at least this campus, but as far as I know, all campuses. Could you kind of explain what the relationship between the Chancellor's office and the campuses, what the real relationship is? Do you direct us only? Is there a level of control that you'd like to have? Or what is it? Because I'm relatively confused. We went through an audit, in which case we were given, we were said, well, did you implement this? But there was never a clear directive of implementing a certain way of doing the ATI. So, we got through the audit pretty well because we had all the answers. We have all sorts of things in place. Just want to know, what is your definition of the relationship between the Chancellor's office and the campuses?
Yeah, thank you, sir. Very fair question. So I think my earlier comments, I came from campuses, right? And when I was in systems in other states, and including this state and the other system, we often said, that darn, whatever the central authority was, they don't understand what it means to be on a campus, right? And so now that I'm in the Chancellor's office, when I hear the comment about that darn Chancellor's office that doesn't understand what the campus is trying to do, I go, wait, that's me now, that comment is coming to. And it made me realize early on that while there are legitimate and important federal and state reporting issues that the system has to do. So there's a certain amount of asking questions on accessibility or financial aid or whatever to create these federal reports and state reports that have to be put in. To me, the underlying culture was that we did not have enough of an enable and facilitate attitude in the chancellor's office. You know, when I first got here, I made the comment somewhat intended to be humorous, but it turned out to be actually fairly serious, that we don't have any students or faculty or mascots or classrooms in my building. That the university actually is expressed in zip codes does not include 90802. And so how are we going to change the chancellor's office from what it was perceived as to one that enables and facilitates success in 23 locations around the state? And so we are working hard on that, enable and facilitate. I don't know the specifics around accessibility. And we'll look into it to see what's going on. But my sense of this office is to be clear on the goals. So it comes back to the question about HSIs, right? To be clear on the goal, but loose on the means of how campus executes whatever the directive is. And that's what I would like us to be better at, is enabling and facilitating success.
The last two questions are reserved for members of the faculty. If any members of the faculty would like to raise their hand and be called upon.
Can you, sir, can you ask, can you please have a black woman have a chance to say something?
The next question is yours. There should be a microphone coming over to you.
Chancellor, with all due respect, right now, we are in the moment to celebrate Dr. Martin Luther King. He fought for social justice for workers and people who are being used and abused. Sir, I want you to search your soul and see if you've done all you can, because you just said to us that you want to talk about quality. You're giving us 100 students, you're giving us so many students, we can't give them quality. And you also said that you talked about sustainability. I can't even sustain my life, sir. And I give my students my heart, my love, my commitment, my energy. I go to work when I'm sick. I go to work when I'm sick. I want you to answer this question. In the state of Dr. Martin Luther King's struggle, and put that in your mind, and ask yourself down in the core of your spirit, have you done all that you can do? And if not, will you? That's what I want to know. And even eat healthy.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch the last one.
Eat at the end of the month. We can't eat at the end of the month.
Okay, it's the chancellor's turn now to answer the question. Fairly asked question. I would like, excuse me, ma'am, I would like to allow the chancellor to answer the question.
So I think, you know,
How dare you?
the chance to reflect and to think about the life and legacy of Martin Luther King Jr. is something that I take very seriously. I always have and always will. I've inspired by several of the pioneers who spoke about social injustice in ways. And in my private study, I have an amazing private portrait of MLK, along with. So, if I get asked a question, it seems to me to set a little bit of a context is a way in which I can try and answer the question. And I have been committed. Have we done enough as a system to help with the issues that many of you are interrupting on? No. Have we worked together as well in Sacramento this last year? Yes. I asked that some of this energy, some of this anger, some of this frustration help get channeled towards productive activities in Sacramento to raise our budget, to give us the resources, to decrease Yeah, so, I don't know if there's gonna be an answer that's gonna satisfy you.
Excuse me 1 second. Excuse me. Okay. I think we're done. I'll give you a chance, if you don't mind. Calm down. We will, well, dialogue usually has the word "die" of both people being able to speak, so. If you would allow me to complete a sentence, I'll be happy to respond to what you're saying. We are engaged in a dialogue here, and I have to say, it's important to allow the chancellor to finish his comment. Whether it's an acceptable comment or not is up to you to decide. I did say we would take one more question from a professor, a teacher, and we're going to do that. So, do you meet that? This will be the last question, and I would like to say in advance, it would be good to allow the chancellor to finish his response. So, go ahead and ask your question, sir.
First, I want to thank you for taking time out to come and talk to us. Can you guys just let me ask my question? So I'm a faculty, I'm a full professor in the psychology department. And from your comments, it seems like you appreciate and value faculty quality. You also understand, it seems to me from your comments based upon the fact that you were a student at Cal State and that you've been an instructor, a professor, you understand that faculty are critical to the success of students. My view of a university is that there are only two, well, not only, the two most important populations in order are students and faculty. Everybody from the janitor to the chancellor is there to facilitate that.
That's right.
And I understand your comments about not being privy to talk to us about stuff and that you've started progress towards, giving us more money. I understand all that. But my question is this. According to the Sacramento Bee, if you look at salaries from 2015, from my reading of it, there are more than 50 administrators on this campus who make six-figure salaries. And during the years of austerity, when the faculty sacrificed our salaries, gave back through furloughs, many of those administrators got raises, and they were significant raises. So my question is, considering that the faculty next to the students are the critical part of the core of this university and of any university, why is it that so many administrators are making more money than faculty who have been here for all these years?
I don't know the details of the specific campus, but I got the concept of the question, right? And I would say that there are a variety of factors that go into the array of individuals who run a university. And I would agree with you that at the heart and soul of this is that faculty-student interface. And on the employee side, it is the faculty. And you're right, without faculty and without students, we don't have a university. I also want to make sure in the comment I said earlier, and I was glad people shared their views with me, that staff play an equally vital but different role in enabling that faculty-student dyad to occur. There are administrators who earn, as you point out, these salaries that are above what faculty earn. There are, for many of these positions, there are, in order to get good people, there are market values, market pressures for faculty as well, business and engineering, humanities, and the like. So I think when hiring is made, when you're looking for certain skill sets, a chief information officer, a chief financial officer, things of that nature, there's a market out there. And secondly, that has to be met, or you're not going to get a person with the skill sets to enable and support the campus.
I'm not opposed to them making those salaries. I'm opposed to the inequality between their salaries and ours.
And so, what I'm committed to doing, to maybe try and answer, maybe this will be my stunning comment, is despite the naysayers who want to be critical of me, and I accept them doing that, I'm absolutely committed to getting more permanent resources into this system to enable what we all seek to happen. And that is to raise the compensation of our faculty, is to create opportunities for the students to have the classes they need, which means more faculty employed, and to make sure that the facilities and all the infrastructure and stuff is there to enable that. And I can't do it on money that is one-time money. We have to do it on our base appropriation and our tuition revenue. And if we don't do that, then we're being irresponsible. So it may take longer than any of us want, including me. But I am committed, and I actually work every day towards this goal, of trying to get more resources into the California State University and pass that on to our faculty and to our staff to enable the things you asked.
But you can understand when we see that administrators are getting raises in years when we work.
Right.
I
And
understand how.
I do understand the frustration. I wasn't here then. I can't put that toothpaste back in. I did,
If you can't change it, we can. Yes.
First of all, before I thank the Chancellor, I want to thank all of you for being here. Our forum I'm sorry, our forum is done. We have to step aside. I want to thank all of you for coming, and I especially want to thank Chancellor White for being here. I'd like to thank you all and have a pleasant rest of the day. Thank you.
Hey!